Hey, TOB fans, Julian here. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas from all of us at the show. Jeremy and I recorded a film club just last night that covered S. Darko, which is something that we've been trying to cover now for about a month and a half. So again, appreciate the patience on that. So if you are a Patreon subscriber, thank you for your support, and you should see a new episode in your special private feed right around now. It should be there by the time you're seeing this. As a part of that conversation, we decided to extend the chat and just talk about movies, how we had our TV setup, our home theater stuff, and collections, physical media versus streaming. Just a standard TOB conversation, really, at this point. And we wanted to share it for the holiday season because there's just not enough TOB content out there for my liking. And I guess on that note, I mentioned this in the private show, but I'll mention it here as well because I think it's important. I am aware of some of the tardiness, so I have some ideas stewing in the brain for ways to make up for that. That being said, I am open because I think what we need here is one additional host who can be a little bit more rotating, both with Jeremy and Rachel with new, fresh children. Their schedules are much tighter now. And I understand that's totally fair. So there's a variety of ways we can solve that. Again, I said I'm working on a few of them. I'll make some announcements, I guess, as those come. But the thrust of it would be we could do a lot more, I think, with one more host. So if there is someone that you know that you think would fit well with the show, I'd be happy to entertain those ideas, have some conversations, no problem at all. So you guys all know how to reach me, Tower of Babble podcast at gmail.com, or message me on the Discord or on Twitter or our Facebook. There's a million ways to get a hold of me. Happy to listen to that, have a conversation. I just want to make the show better. So in that regard, enjoy a nice conversation with Jeremy and I, just chatting about movies and what's good and what excites us right now in the movie space. So enjoy that. We will be back in the new year with some interesting new stuff. Obviously, there's a Rebel Moon conversation to be had. The final death blow to the DCEU has been laid with Aquaman now in theaters. So there's a few conversations that are needed, warranted, and in the pipe. So that'll be coming in the new year. Of course, on top of that, we have our Best of the Year 2023 episode as well. And then shortly after that, and early the new year, and of course, this is probably getting ahead of myself a little bit, but we have our Oscars preview show, which is always a fun episode. Hopefully this year I've watched enough movies that I don't have a ton to cram in right before Oscar season, but stay tuned for that. That's always fun. And again, if you're in the Discord, always fun talking about the Oscar movies and what's hot and what's good and where the performances are deserved and not deserved. And there's a little bit of that in today's conversation as well, Jeremy. So that is enough preamble. Again, happy holidays, Merry Christmas from all of us at Tower of Babble, and please enjoy this bonus episode. Jeremy, why didn't you say the Iron Claw was an A24 movie? Now, it changes my opinion already. I'm into it now. 8.1 out of 10 on IMDb already.
Just stay away. Just don't look at anything and just watch it.
Yeah, I mean, that's fun. Yeah, I mean, speaking of A24, in terms of like Christmas movies, I really want to go rewatch The Green Knight. I have that on 4K, and I'm trying to find the right time to sit down and watch that. I'm worried that my girlfriend's not gonna like it because it's a bit of it can be quote unquote boring if you're not.
Okay.
In the right
she can do
mindset.
something else while you watch it.
Fair enough, I guess. Fair enough. But yeah, go watch some classic Christmas movies. I mean, Christmas Vacation, another classic. We did that one last year. Absolute blast.
I think I've already watched some Home Alone.
Oh, you did?
Year. Yeah, just a little bit of that. Rocky IV, I've watched.
Wait. Is Rocky IV a Christmas movie, in your opinion?
No.
Oh, just right.
But like, there's definitely some Christmas moments within the Rocky franchise.
Well, but
it's also to me it is because I remember getting like the VHS box set, which was like pretty cool because it was like this huge American flag like kind of wrapped around the whole box. And then had all the Roman numerals of all the Rocky movies. I think all 4 at the time, or maybe 5. So
And you said you mentioned on, I think you messaged me, you said you watched the new director's cut of Rocky 4.
Hmm.
Which is called like the ultimate cut or something like that. I don't
I
remember.
think it's just called Rocky Four, Rocky versus Drago, or something like that.
In your opinion, it's not as good as the original cut, or where do you land on that?
Yeah, I just didn't really see anything that felt new or fresh. Maybe just things cut out. Maybe sped things up. I know. I think the big thing was like this robot that was in their house that was like this for
Yes, they
comedic
cut that out.
value. Like,
Yeah.
in all honesty, I just kind of missed that comedic charm that it kind of had, like set in
Well, it's
that era.
just like so cheesy, like 80s
Yeah,
cheesy stuff. It's like you
and these
can't really
movies are just so
recapture that.
of their time, right? Like
Exactly.
the fourth Rocky movie, like there's a special feature where Sly is like it's like a vlog. Like there's like someone following him down the streets of whatever city he's in. He
Yeah.
goes into this huge condo building. There's like this room where this guy's at a computer, and there's this huge monitor like facing the other way. And then Sly like sits down with his coffee on this like chair thing, and he basically just like tells the guy as they're going through the editing process or clips kind of what he wants, whether it's sped up, slowed down, zoomed in, cut that
So
out.
this is the part of the like this is him recutting it or from the original cut.
This is like the new like
Okay.
2019, whenever
Right.
they just kind of did like a vlog series that's like a special feature that you can watch. But I remember seeing it on YouTube before the cut was released because I was definitely intrigued by it, because I think four was probably my favorite of the series.
That's funny.
Um, Probably still is, but I think I might change it to two, maybe three, but even one. I mean, one I'm pretty sure won Best Picture.
Yeah, it did.
Like it's a
So like
very
it's
good
hard to
like,
beat one
yeah,
just
one's
cuz like
very
the
like, it's like classic. You know what I mean? Like it blew up into a franchise and
it
kind of like
doesn't
this
end
universe,
with
but
a win, right? Like that's the big like he
right,
doesn't
yeah.
win at the end, but it's like it still
Hmm.
feels very satisfying.
Yeah, which is
Um
actually why I appreciated when he came back for the first time, or like the I guess
Rocky Balboa.
it was just, yeah, Rocky Balboa. It was like a Christmas, and that was a Christmas movie, I think, or
Yeah.
themed around the time. And same thing, it was like a charity boxing match. He's going up against someone, but he loses, but he just kind of shows what he's made of, and that was kind of
That movie's
cool.
better than people remember, I think.
Well, it had a pretty big speech in that one, or maybe that
Yeah,
was
that
Creed. But there
where
was like that new
you
viral
just
video
got to
where that
keep
kid,
going.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Yeah.
there's like a new viral video where a kid like recites the whole thing in front of Rocky at like the site of the statue,
Oh, that's dope.
and like the kid does like the entire monologue. It's
If
like
you were going to do
4
like
minutes.
a monologue for like an acting class, that'd be like a really fun one to do, right?
Yeah, just
It's
keeps
not about
amping
how
up.
hard you can hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. That's my impression. It's not bad, right?
Not bad.
um yeah, that'd be a fun one to do. I think
Yeah.
we should probably revisit the Rocky movies at some point. You're allowed to change your pick if you want, but I'm kind of into the Iron Claw concept, so
Oh no, I just want
yeah.
to see Iron Claw. Like I've seen some
Yeah.
promotional interviews of the cast, some of the clips, some of the photos of the original people. It's just a, a wild, intriguing, true events type story. So
All you have to say to me was it's 824, it has Zac Efron and Jeremy Allen White, and I would have been there day one.
mhm.
I'm this like I only remember hearing the word Iron Claw for the first time
But
like
these are the
yesterday.
types of movies that we should be, trying to actively see,
Yeah, I agree.
theater wise, and then forming some sort of content
Well, I did
directly
go
after,
to
or
Napoleon in the theater.
mm,
Does that count as one of those movies or no?
I guess. But I would have to have seen it as well in the theater,
Yes, yes.
right?
And you didn't really miss much with Napoleon, to be honest. Not
Well, that's
it's
one of
not
those ones where you write it
yeah.
off because the it's not the director's cut, right? Like this one was severely edited down.
Yeah, I guess, but there's like a 3.5 hour version or 4 hour version of Napoleon coming to Apple TV, I guess in
Mhm.
January or whatever. Um,
Did you laugh at the boats line?
yeah, I mean, there's some funny moments in the movie for no like there's some amazing performances. I just think that the way that the movie's cut together just feels so incoherent. Like you really have no concept of what Napoleon cares about or why he's doing any of the things he's doing. It's just kind of like and now he's doing this, and now he's doing this, and now he's doing this.
Okay, but do you know the
like
boat's
that's the whole
line?
movie? Sorry.
Can you say do you know the boat line, or can you say it?
Oh, can I repeat it? No, I don't think I can. I don't think I
Doesn't
can.
he say something? It's like, you think you're so great because you have boats, and he like
Well,
storms
it's
away.
basically that. It's like, oh, the British Empire. You guys think you're all so great because you have boats, and so people get all hung up on some of the anachronistic stuff in it. Like it's like, oh, it feels like out of time or out of place. But that's like the not even like in the top 10 of that movie's biggest problems. So like that doesn't bother me at all, really. I don't know. Yeah, it's considering the last like epic historical drama that he had done previous to this, which was The Last Duel. And that The Last Duel is a great movie. I think it's like super fun.
Gotta see that.
Performances are great. Action's really cool.
Whenever I think of Matt Damon, I just picture the one scene in Oppenheimer where he's like near zero, and he's like staring, like he's just in disbelief.
But
that's
he's
the
still
answer.
he's still so Matt Damon-y, you know? That's the thing about that. I think he just
I guess, but I think he the writing's very good, or the character is very interesting, that it's up there a couple notches where it's like, okay, he's at this point where he's just in complete control of this character that he's developed, and sure, you can relay it to the human himself.
Yeah.
Because it's inseparable. It's Matt Damon, sure, but like, I don't know, man. I was blown away by everyone's performance in that movie, though, to be honest.
Oh, well, I mean, that's the thing. Literally everybody who appears in the movie, whether they're there for like 2 seconds, like, so there's actors that are like, wow, this guy's in this movie, and then he's there for like half a scene and then gone, you know, never to be seen again. But like everyone,
Malik comes in, insane.
Aaron Reich, or Alan, what's his name? The guy who played Solo, Han Solo. He has
Alden
Ehrenreich. Yeah, he crushes it. I feel, and he has almost like the last word of the movie almost. In like as he's playing off Robert Downey Jr. And holy shit, like he's so good. I just don't understand how people didn't like him as
well. Emily Blunt is just astounding.
Unreal. Yeah.
In this.
How did we start talking about Oppenheimer? Oh yeah, The Last Duel. But yeah,
it was just a little
The
bonus,
Last Duel
extra movie talk
is better than, yes, it is a little bonus. It never hurts to have thrown a little bonus movie talk. The Last Duel, in my opinion, is leaps and bounds better than Napoleon. I will admit that having come out of watching Napoleon, I was intrigued to go and like YouTube more information about Napoleon. But the only reason that I did that was because the movie didn't provide me enough context to be able to understand exactly.
But that was the whole thing about this movie, is that he didn't care to
he didn't care about being historically accurate. Yeah. So the one
which
thing
I don't
guess
mind,
I could
it's
say,
like a rock star kind of telling, which is kind of cool.
It feels very much like how I feel about Bohemian Rhapsody, which obviously won the best editing. And Rami Malek won an Oscar for that role. And I think that movie's not that good. And it mostly skates by on the fact that it's recreating a bunch of Queen performances that were real events, and then to just
like that would have been a snub. I think everyone would have been okay with.
Yeah, 100%. Same with
he got away with it. You know what I mean? Because wasn't it? How funny is that? Because Joaquin Phoenix, lost out that
Green
1
Book?
year,
or to Rami Malek.
No, not to. I mean, I don't know who he lost to, but he didn't win for
Joker.
No, Walk the Line.
Oh, Walk the Line. Right. Yes, which is everyone admits is like the ultimate biopic movie, right?
Because this whole narrative is because Jamie Foxx won for a musical icon biography the year before or something like that. So it was kind of like they didn't want to continue, even though that's like usually what ends up winning is like
someone portraying
the serious,
someone else,
dramatic, biography.
And so because Napoleon has this same, like, it skates by on the fact that it recreates all these big moments from Napoleon's life, right? And there is some pretty cool stuff about that. So I have to admit, like, the execution on that stuff is cool. Just like the execution of the performances in Bohemian Rhapsody is pretty cool. But everything else, like the framework and the framing that and like character work that you need, is, I think, mostly missing. Or, and again, maybe it's all there in the super long one. Um, but I but
It will be.
I'm in tough to like be convinced to rewatch that movie, but a longer
It's like
version.
I've heard the Northman is like a stripped down version of what that director wanted to, and it's like,
Right.
like that movie looked, uh,
It
like the
looked pretty
first
cool.
look of the first trailer
Yeah.
looked sensational.
Yeah.
It was like, holy shit, what's this?
So like
And I had
in
Anya
my
Taylor-Joy in it.
so in my opinion, Joaquin Phoenix, again, the defense of this movie is that this whole film is set from the perspective of Napoleon himself, and as an unhinged crazy person, the
Right.
everything
That's cool.
feels like it's just happening to him, right? Like he goes from being a general to the emperor, quote unquote, of France over like 2 scenes in the theatrical version, and and in the way it's framed in the movie is like, oh, we need you to lead the country, as if he didn't have any ambition to do so, right? When everyone who, like, the history speaks of Napoleon as this guy who had unlimited ambition for like world conquest, right? But the way this movie portrays it is he as a character, because it's from his perspective, does not have that, or does not show that. So it doesn't come through in the movie because it really is, I guess, from his own perspective. And that, I think, is interesting in some sense, but also very confusing in another. So again, I will see with the director's cut release, which is the new thing now, which is release a bad version of a movie and then release a super long better version for seemingly no reason, other than, I guess, you can't put a 3.5 hour cut in theaters unless you're Oppenheimer. So I don't know. It just there. And then speaking of, like, in that same vein, we have Rebel Moon out, and everyone's like, well, this kind of initial release, this initial version. I haven't seen it, but the yet anyway. The discourse online is that this version feels really disjointed, especially in the second act and all this stuff, and that there is another longer rated R version coming later, but but
you can say that,
sense.
and that's not like, that's just, there's multiple reviews ranging from all over the place, so there's not like,
right. Oh, all I'm saying is it's weird it's weird that there's 2 versions of that movie when neither version was theatrically
It's also
released.
Why does it even matter? Why do you care?
Well, it just feels like I would like to be able to just watch the best version of the movie.
You will be able to. You will be able to, though.
But why release a worse version? Doesn't make any sense.
It's not necessarily a worse version. It's for a wider audience, right? Because PG-13 does just, it changes so much. Like, it just is what it is.
But it's on streaming, so it's not like the PG-13 rating almost has no bearing. Anyone who has Netflix can just watch it regardless, unless you have parental controls on.
I'm sure people have parental controls on.
I guess, but I think if
there's so many different families of different ages and different households,
I suppose
things like that going on. So initially, you get a 2-hour movie for a streaming service. It's not for the theater, so it's different in all counts there. And then eventually there'll be a longer rated R version that you can also watch. So, like, for me, it's like, it's disappointing that I can't watch that right away, but that just shows hype, interest in it. I can watch it now and
it feels a little
attach myself to the notion that, okay, it's not as good because I need to promote that I can tell that it's cut here, 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 and here, and it lacks this, and that. Okay, great. I'm able to understand how a movie is edited or cut down or slimmed down.
Well, that does. I think that is interesting. You'd be able to get that different perspective, right? Yeah,
but
I guess
it shouldn't be necessarily a gripe that is promoted in a shared thought. It's Netflix going off numbers. It's like we're always like, oh, how stupid can you be? And like, we've seen that with Warner Brothers time and time again,
right?
But it's like, whatever. They know that 2-hour content works the best on their platform. PG-13 can get to a wider audience. and then we can showcase this world, which we want to eventually build out into multiple different like IP things, like in terms of video
Right.
games or books or audio podcasts or whatever. And when we watch this rated R version, it's going to be that slick kind of heavy metal inspired thing that Zach was going for. So it's
Sure.
just kind of picking at all things because he just shoots fast, he shoots a lot, and it's just
Yeah, I get it. I
they
think I
decided to
don't
go
I
that
don't
route.
disagree with anything you're saying in the sense that, like, you know, if you want to just watch the rated R one, just wait for that. There's nothing
Yeah.
stopping you from doing that. There is something inherently interesting about being able to see the differences, right? Be able to watch and say, okay, well, I watched the PG-13 version, then I watched the rated R version, and here's what's different and what's better or not what better. That's interesting in and of itself. I get that, but the reasoning here feels very forced to me. So I just that's what kind of turns me off about it. It's like Netflix is doing this because they know that they can squeeze out a few more like viewership hours,
Oh,
or they
right.
can, like it
Yeah, but
just,
it's also it could be a
you
timing
know,
thing too, like with editing and the effects. You know what I mean? Like because
sure,
he's still working on. He could still potentially be working on that rated R longer version, but also definitely working on the second part because they shot everything.
sure.
So it's like every day from beginning to end is right now is promotion for Rebel Moon and traveling. They've been obviously their worldwide
I'm,
tour
I'm
with all the
surprised
actors.
Snyder didn't push for a bigger theatrical release. I like
Well,
I
it's just
genuinely
not
believe
Netflix's thing. It's just not. It's
yeah, but
Netflix is
like,
that they're the ones fitting the bill.
have you
So
seen,
the
like,
whole
so what?
story about this is him being able to do whatever, right? That freedom coming
Sure,
off of the superhero genre or that whole stint at DC.
but an Apple TV, right? They have Napoleon and they have Killers of Flower Moon, right? So
Mm.
two
Which is
movies
already
from
on.
huge directors. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they did a full theatrical release for both of those movies. And I went to see those movies in the theater. I'll admit that my opinion on this may have changed. I don't remember exactly what I was thinking about it when movies were going straight to streaming during COVID, and that was certainly convenient. But I will say, just from kind of how I'm feeling right now, is that a movie that goes straight to streaming does not have the same hype level for me as a movie that's going to theaters first. And it just feels like a movie like Rebel Moon feels like it probably should, like, and this felt the same way about the Snyder cut, which is it kind of needs to be seen on the biggest screen
Oh, for
possible,
sure.
right?
If I could choose
And
one
like,
movie, it would be the Snyder Cut at IMAX.
right, because it's like it's the way it's formatted with the frame,
Oh,
like the almost 4:3 framing and all that stuff,
yeah.
makes it more, less enjoyable to watch at home. So
I don't. I disagree.
potentially you're
I
not
don't
going
know.
to get the same out of
I
it.
love popping in that 4K every now and then and seeing some of those scenes.
No, listen. And we talked about this when it came out. The way that they format it means that your TV is not sized properly. It's a widescreen TV. You're just not. You're just getting a different experience that ultimately shrinks the frame to some degree on just a pure, like, size of the image on the screen perspective. I get it from a ratio perspective that the frame itself is larger than a widescreen frame, but just pixels to pixels on your
Ratio.
screen, it's smaller, right? So, it's a kind of a missed opportunity there. And then now we have, okay, his next big
I
movie.
don't know. I just like. I guess like. I don't know. Because like I watched. What did I watch? Hobbit. Yeah, I watched Hobbit. I watched a
Sure.
bunch of stuff, and it's not. It's just like sometimes I just imagine those bars on the bottom and top. If we just expanded that,
Mm-hmm.
it just feels like it's so much more open. Um,
Like,
and
you
it's
mean like
almost more refreshing.
using the full screen, like the full
Yeah,
16
using
by
the full
9.
screen. Even with Dune, there's like these examples of the IMAX format and then the widescreen,
Mm-hmm.
and it's insane how much more you see. But like, it is really about the scale of certain elements within the story or like the
Yeah.
characters. So I think that's why Zach ultimately went with that for the Snyder cut.
Yeah. And he talks about it. We
Um,
talked about that on the show about
but
wanting to make these
it's just
characters larger than life, etc.
yeah, and like there are movies that are widescreen that fills your whole screen, but there are these legendary movies like Lord of the Rings or
Mm-hmm.
Hobbit and stuff like that have the bars or the widescreen, which can be it's obviously classic, right? It has that it just has that weird classic kind of technical approach to it. But I don't know, like having a very large TV and top to bottom, uh, and you're just invested within those borders. I don't know. It's just not the same thought process for me
Yeah, I mean,
currently.
listen, we're like kind of
Yeah.
picking nits here, which is like both of us have a OLED TV. Like we both agree that if you were to advise anyone who is buying a TV now, go buy yourself. Don't do anything but buy yourself an OLED or some like the closest equivalent, because you're going to future proof yourself, and the experience is really going to be great and all that kind of stuff. And oh, and by the way, the 75 and the 85 inch, that's the new 65 inch. So you should go ahead and get yourself a super big TV and all that kind of stuff. No doubt. But it's not a theater. It's not a movie theater, right? So there is some things that are lost in that case. And selfishly, I would want to see Rebel Moon in theaters. That would be really cool, right? I mean, I don't think, that's just kind of where I feel right now, which is, yes, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to enjoy it probably. And it'll be a great watch at home, and I think it's going to be streamed in 4K, which is still not as great as physical, but whatever.
It's probably won't look as like some of the effects probably won't look as good because of the compression. Like I can
right.
already, but
so
then there's going to be some effects where it's going to be like, holy cow, like that looks unreal. Like that whole bird, like I just remember that bird thing from the trailers.
So I think there's no doubt that it's just like, for me, I would be a little bit more excited. I would certainly be willing to shell out the $15 or whatever to go see it in IMAX or whatever the equivalents are.
I mean, that's always going to be the ultimate thing, but as how things are going, it's only seems viable for a movie that is it just you can't predict.
Well, I guess you either have to be willing to put Apple is one of the most richest companies in the world, so they can afford to lose money on Napoleon and Killers of the Flower Moon in theaters, right? Neither of those movies are making tons and tons of money. That being said, an extra 40 million, 30 million or whatever that these movies are making, and if they're doing it well, and and they take off in a way that maybe is unexpected, you get up to closer to 100 million. That's like a nice bonus that you would never get.
There's just not always going to be a Barbie and an Oppenheimer and an Avatar 2. It doesn't work like that, right? You need a few, 5, like some number a year. So why is everything to be expected to get to that point or that success, right?
Well, I don't think
you're just going to have people who are not going to have time, even, and it doesn't mean that the movie in the theater isn't worth their time. It is what it is. You're in a lifestyle where theater going is part of your hobby, essentially. It's like a major part of your lifestyle, right? So you're always going to have that kind of bias.
I'm really refining my experience too. I'm bringing the slippers. I'm wearing the
But there's going to be those people which I can side with when it's about time management and time consumption, who you have time for. Movie watching is just time for yourself. Like it's many hours and hours for yourself.
Well, it's a solo. I mean, we talked about this.
It's a solo experience, but you can join in with your girlfriend.
It's nice to be a part of a crowd.
Yeah,
but ultimately,
but for me,
that is not
investing in the TV, investing in the 4K player, finding discs, deals, this, that.
Are you using? By the way, are you using your PS5 as the 4K Blu-ray player?
Of course. What else would I use?
Yeah. Well, I've read somewhere that like you can get a better experience, or potentially better
there's a $500
using a dedicated Blu-ray player, but like
$500 massive
I'm not doing
box.
that. There's no fucking way. Yeah. No, thank you.
The convenience of the console, the controller, the other things you can do, pause, have in the background.
How are you doing audio? What's your audio?
I have an LG soundbar with a subwoofer.
Okay.
Dude, when I was home alone, I cranked that shit so loud for The Hobbit.
Isn't it so sick?
The desolation of Smog and that whole experience of Benedict Cumberbatch's performance, the effects of Smog, just seeing that all come to life.
I'm so happy you got to finally watch these movies, man.
Yeah, extended cuts all together.
Yeah.
It really doesn't. Did you? I mean, the original trilogy would always be peak. Obviously, but this is such a tasty kind of
It's just like, hey, you get to spend another 6
we're
hours or
back.
9
Yeah,
hours in
and then
this
Peter
world.
Jackson
Right?
did it
Yeah.
again too. It's like, holy cow, what a
Yeah.
brilliant, continuation, and he was able to do it, and the effects are great. Some of the actors are back. Legolas is a huge kind of,
Yeah, he's
um,
kind of surprising to be there in
well, he's
his
just there
role. And
so much, and
yeah.
it's just such an obvious cash grab, kind of pull
Yeah. Yeah.
toy seller, and he
Did you
just
watch it
looked
in
like he
high
phoned
frame
it in.
rate or did you watch it in 24 frames?
I don't actually know. I think it was high.
Do you,
I was
does
it
the,
was on Blu-ray. It wasn't 4K, but it was
does
the
the,
extended cut Blu-ray
does it
cuts.
give you the option if you want to watch it in high frame rate
I don't
or
think so.
24 frames?
I don't think
Um,
that's how it works.
because like, if I'm going to go back, I kind of would want to just watch it in 24 frames and not watch it in high frame rate because
Yeah, it
the high
makes
frame
it
rate
look
stuff looks
very too realistic.
weird. It
Yeah,
looks
you need
weird.
that
Yeah.
cinema. That's why like the slow mo is just so cool. It
Yes.
utilizes high frame rate capture, and then guys like Zack Snyder can go in there and manipulate the imagery to just
Yeah, but
make
the
it super
ultimate
badass.
end result is still 24 frames per second of projection,
Right.
right? So, um, you
But
can
also,
maintain that
I
glossy look.
mean, yeah, I don't think there's options on that, but like, I just been loving popping. Like, I pop in Blu-rays right now. Like, I want like different music for different moods. Sorry.
Mm.
Like it doesn't. I don't need to watch the whole thing. I can get up and come back. I love the menu system with Blu-rays.
So wait, you're just putting in the Blu-rays just to listen to the menu music?
No. I love like the systems where you
Oh,
can like I'm always putting on like subtitles now.
sure.
I think it
Yeah.
adds a whole different engagement actually when you're watching some of this stuff because
I almost
you're
always have them
basically
on.
double timing the information and adhering it to a specific time and imagery because
Yes.
you're reading it. And there's a lot of words and things and phrases and
Do you
sayings
feel
that can get
like,
lost.
well, especially in Lord of the Rings, where
Yeah.
it's like, who knows half the words that they're saying? I mean, most of them are made up in Elvish or whatever. So,
Right.
but like,
A lot of hard R's. They're rolling R's.
yeah, a lot of trilled R's for sure. And again, I as I said, I think in the last episode was like I've been watching a lot of like Middle Earth lore videos on YouTube. Very interesting, and like watching people like decipher what J.R.R. Tolkien was like trying to his original concepts and like his notes and like how that plays in and how the story evolved or was different and then was changed, and it's cool. So I actually really want to go back and watch them all. I've been waiting. I'm waiting for the 4K Blu-ray collector's set to go on sale. It's normally like $120, but every once in a while it
which?
goes
The
on
Lord of the
sale for
Rings?
like $60. Yeah,
Is that the one that I have, or is it a different one?
I don't know. I think it's the 4K Blu-ray collector's edition or whatever. So
Yeah,
it's 100. Yeah.
I have the Blu-ray collectors, extended cuts, and the 4K uh, cuts.
So yeah,
I don't know if it's collectors, but
well, yeah. Anyway, either way, it goes on sale relatively often. And if so, it goes on sale. I have a gift card I won from work for Amazon. So if it goes on sale on Amazon again, I'll pick that up and
yeah,
rewatch those. That's kind of like required reading, I guess, from a movie standpoint. If you're going to have physical media. Favorite
just
question for you.
astounding movies.
So we were talking about the audio a minute ago. I've been reading about and considering getting some Dolby Atmos speakers. Are you familiar with these?
Yeah.
So these are the ones that either you can bounce off your ceiling, right? Or you can put them up, like mount them up near your ceiling, and then they like shoot the audio down towards you. The idea being to create that overhead audio experience, right? That you don't get without either roof like speakers in your ceiling itself or from these specialized Dolby Atmos speakers that again either project audio at your ceiling and then bounces it back to you, or you can mount them up either on the side or in front of you as these kind of high speakers that then provide additional. And my what's it called, AV receiver supports Dolby Atmos and supports these kind of overhead speakers. So it's like 200. I can potentially get like a set for like 200 or $250, and I'm very heavily considering
Tempted.
it. Very tempted.
Don't
right? I kind of
me.
even want to get a second subwoofer because like I feel like the bass when you have like really strong bass or like really well balanced bass, so that like those bassy notes really you kind of really feel them. I feel like that's the theater experience that you don't get at home often, right? because you
Yeah, I
can't
don't know.
make
Like
it loud
I
enough.
turned my shit all the way up when I was home alone one night watching that shit, and I was on another planet. I was completely content.
Hmm.
Um, and it was the closest to theater experience that I could get currently, and it was great.
Yeah, the sound bars now can do a lot, like a lot. So you can actually get Dolby Atmos sound bars that have the upward firing speakers and all that kind of stuff. So it's interesting. I want to. I'm considering it. I spend so much time in front of the TV watching shows or
Hmm.
movies or whatever that like I want to have the best possible experience, right? And
Yeah, I had it reminds
yeah,
me of a while ago. My old boss had like his Christmas parties at his house in Gimli, basically a cabin, but he lived there, and he had a
hmm,
whole theater room with like
that's so
wireless
dope.
wall speakers that were like flat, like look like. And he said they were insanely expensive, imported from whatever
Right.
country. And the volume he had it set at, we were watching UFC like a fight night that night. The volume that he had to have it set at was minus 15,
That's so that because otherwise it'd
just
be
to be
too
able
loud,
to,
right?
yeah.
So you
And it
could
was
speak to each
insane. It
other.
was like we felt like we were at like inside the octagon, massive
That's the ultimate
projection.
win, right? When you can make it
Yeah.
feel like you're at if you're like watching a sports game or whatever, like
You just
hockey
need
or
a room,
football.
right? It's
Yeah,
literally all about money, your space, your house,
you
your
have to have the
dwelling,
space.
and then the room, whatever size it is, a sizable size, as long as the wall can project or have a screen that
Yes,
is, you know, over 80 inches or obviously more because that's like a TV, but like maybe four times four,
like
and then
a
some seats,
projector.
and then
Yeah.
yeah, and then some seats, and then the sound, and you're good.
And like, I think like the seats can be anything. It could be a comfortable couch. It could be
Oh,
like
whatever
theater
you want. Yeah.
seating or whatever. But it's all about the room, right? And you have
Hmm.
so it's audio. It's treated for audio. You have the speakers set up in a very specific way, and then you have it calibrated. And then like because a normal living room, which is where most people watch TV, has all sorts of things that interfere with your audio, right? Your coffee table's in the way, or you've got plants in the room and it's making the audio bounce in funny ways, or you have a popcorn ceiling, so it's kind of diffusing the audio in some weird way. Like I've been watching a lot of videos about this, so it's like you need to be very prescriptive about how you deploy your audio setup, right? And most people, the other thing is like most people don't have the space. Like I certainly don't have the space for a dedicated theater room, right? I considered kind of renovating part of this basement of the place that we're renting, but how much work do I want to put into a rental unit, right? To just for a theater space. So I'm kind of on the fence on that. So I make the mess out of the situation you have, but it doesn't take much to kind of get a suboptimal audio experience. So highly recommend like looking into make like how simple things you can do to like improve your audio experience at home. You know, like rearranging a little bit of a few things here or there can make a big difference. And there's a lot of stuff on the online about that. Here's what I really want to do though. I really need to figure out the best way to listen to like movies and stuff with headphones. I
I
don't
used to
know
do that
what
on
that is.
I used to do that on my PS3 because I bought the headphones for that system at the time,
And like,
and I played a lot of like I played Uncharted 3, I think, in my bedroom at the time because I
uh-huh.
wanted that full loud experience
And
when
you
I
can
couldn't
really
be
get that
loud.
with headphones, but it's
Yeah.
hard to find the right ones, the right way to do it. Like, is
Well,
playing it through
PS5
your
has those pretty
yeah.
good ones, I think.
Yeah, but are they designed specific? Like, I want to know because like you have
3D
gaming
audio.
headsets are different from movie listening ones or music listening ones. And I've been every once in a while I occasionally go and I do some reading online and I'm like, what's the best home theater
Hmm.
headphones you can find? And it's so hard to figure like for whatever reason that specific category is much more confusing than others. Um, and I don't know what the best way to do it wirelessly because that's the other thing is like ideally I'd like a wireless set of headphones that I could just pick up, put on, turn on the TV, and then get like near home theater quality sound in without disturbing the girlfriend or waking the dog or whatever. That's the next kind of level for me, and I'm willing to spend several $100s on a set of headphones that are worth it. Right, super comfortable. Can maybe do simulated surround, have high frequencies and low frequency performance, all that kind of stuff. I don't know if anyone has if you are listening to this and you have recommendation, I'm all ears, as it were. I guess pardon the pun. like, do you think listening, like if you're watching on your PS5, you could plug in your headphones to your controller, right?
Yeah, or be
Is that like
wireless.
the easiest way to do? And even that's not wireless because it's wired to your controller. So, it's close, I guess. It's next best thing. All right. Well, on that note, then I guess we can start wrapping it up. Is there any have you been watching anything else that you wanted to mention while we're talking about stuff?
No, like I said, I was just kind of experimenting with throwing in different 4Ks. I picked up a bunch recently. I was organizing them. I bought some new cases to kind of display them in. Kind of water, like my like waterproof kind of clear cases, snap lids, just kind of preserve these things because they can be quite pricey, and I've definitely amassed quite a few. Like I have,
In a short amount of time, it seems like.
well, not really. It's been like I picked up more recently, but I've definitely had like over the years I visit those places I told you about. Probably once or twice a month. Well, probably once a month.
Just to see what's there.
Well, I always pick up something.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've collected the entire Marvel run except for a few.
Are you gonna get those ones? Like, so I know you're looking for like Miss Marvel and a few others, but like I know you don't love that movie particularly. So like is that something you want to get, or just want to complete the set?
Well, just having the complete set, right? It's being able to dive into the tapestry at will, basically.
Mm-hmm. That's what Disney Plus is for, Jeremy.
It's so crappy. Like it streams bad half the time. The special features aren't all on there.
For me, it's we were speaking of audio. Commentary. It's like for me, the streaming services, their audio is all over the place. Netflix,
it's so
not loud enough.
I never do streaming stuff, man. So you're talking about like buying all this stuff to watch your stuff. It's like, well, what are you watching on streaming? I'm just accumulating all like the experiences that I like, that I want to read.
Yeah, so you get like lossless audio. So that's the thing that you get that you don't get with streaming, which is like if you put in a 4K Blu-ray or even just a regular Blu-ray, you're going to get way better audio experience than you would from streaming. It's just like,
well, there's no potential for lag. Yeah. Like I said, I was kind of gushing over like the whole menu system, how quick it is. Just flick up on the controller or the button or whatever. Oh, I guess it's controller because it's a Blu-ray player, and you can just turn on all these different options whenever.
Oh yeah, and you can cycle through all the different like audio settings and all that stuff. That is cool. I do like that.
I love the commentary tracks. Lord of the Rings had multiples, whether it was crews, actors, directors. I just love the ability to just on the fly do these things. Really?
Yeah, I
watched it. Well, I specifically threw it on, like, because again, I'm talking about the menu system, how easy it is to use. Just you don't have to just set things in stone. You can experiment things, check things out. So the end of The Hobbit happened, and I was just kind of blown away by this last kind of look or take on the main character there. He's back at home. Yeah, Bilbo is back at home. He kind of just lied to Gandalf that he lost the ring. And he just looks, kind of feels into his pocket, looks down, and has this weird kind of smirk. And I was just kind of like taken aback by like the choice there. And I also immediately at the time, it just reminded me of Ian Holm, the original actor, who also was in the trilogy.
Yeah.
Thank goodness he was able to fulfill that before he passed. I think he's the actual very last actor shot in that movie as he goes to answer the door when Gandalf arrives. But it was very cool hearing Peter Jackson's kind of take on that whole thing, and he specifically mentioned that look and how it resembled Ian Holm, and how
Martin Freeman
like kind of worked on that. Oh yeah, he was having fun the whole movie, or the whole trilogy, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just love the whole experience with the discs, the control, the options, how easy it is with the controller.
And I like
just everything about it.
In streaming, this irks me. I think this is like this is relatively like most people don't give a shit. I think that's the ultimate. Like most people don't care and they will just watch it on streaming, and that's fair. No, whatever. But
it's just unfortunate.
I want to be able to like
the other side of things.
Yeah, I want to be able to match the audio. Like, so for instance, like every movie is mixed to a different audio standard, right? Whether it's RTX, or TSX or Dolby Atmos or whatever, right? I have no way of knowing if I'm on a streaming service. I don't know what audio mix they're using. So I can't set my stereo to match that, so that I may not be getting the right mix. Like if I had Dolby Atmos and I wanted to listen to a movie in Dolby Atmos, I have to know that it's mixed for Dolby Atmos, right? But I don't. It's really hard to know. Sometimes Netflix will say stuff like, Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos, all these things, and that's helpful. But it's sometimes it's not clear to me if it, do I need to have a certain amount of bandwidth to get that? Am I getting it now? Like, does it change? Right. And then other services provide you no information whatsoever. Like, you might as well, some of them don't even tell you the runtime of the movie, never mind how it's mixed. Right. Again, I think Amazon Prime is probably one of the best services in terms of just like knowing what you're actually watching or listening to. But again, you're going to get that best experience from the physical.
I watched S Darko on YouTube. I had to rent it there because I couldn't get a torrent.
It's impossible to find. Yeah.
And there was no subtitle option, which I thought was
isn't that
grand.
Wild? Yeah. I mean,
and YouTube ads are getting longer than they have before. I don't know if you noticed that.
I think YouTube Premium might be like the secret best streaming.
Well, it is, but now they're like forcing it upon me because I can notice the.
Oh, you get the ads for all the time?
The ad difference. Yeah. Like the time is like 20 plus seconds now.
It's funny have you ever accidentally watched YouTube with like your ad blocker on or like a VPN on or whatever, and it can't serve you the ads? It starts warning you that if you don't turn ads back on, they will like ban you from YouTube. It's so wild. It's so crazy. I actually don't mind it always, but it's the mid-roll ads that really fucking drive me insane. Right? You're in the middle of something and then like someone's about to make a point or is in the middle of like saying a word, and then all of a sudden it cuts to like a solid 60 seconds of ads that you can't skip, and it's like really sucks you out of it, but gives you an opportunity to play on your phone, which I guess is nice when you're just on YouTube, I guess, but I don't know. I would probably watch way more YouTube, which I already watch a lot if I had YouTube Premium, but it's expensive. It's like $20 a month. Like that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's worth it. I don't know. I know people have said that, but I would just a little bit less. I just jump right in. I just did recently canceled Apple TV, and I canceled Paramount Plus and a couple others. So I'm kind of paring back from a streaming service perspective, but still rocking the Disney, Disney Plus. By the way, speaking of Disney Plus, What If season 2 is doing they started their daily drops. So yesterday was their first one. Today on the 23rd is their second episode. They're doing releases every day up through Christmas. So I get through Christmas and into the new year. So if you're into that kind of thing, it's happening now. By the way, the first episode of season 2 I watched last night, which is like this is what if Nebula joined the Nova Corps? And it's like it's all this riff on or themed like a detective noir film. It's really cool, actually. It's the first time that I feel like Marvel's really kind of explored the different types of tones that they could really lean into if they wanted to. Because tonally, everything kind of feels similar in the MCU often. Whereas in this first episode of What If, it's very much like, what if being the keyword, what if we made a noir thriller detective show? And it's like really cool in that regard. And they fully commit to that concept. So I'm willing to give it a shot. Maybe they'll learn their lesson from season 1, which is largely kind of uninspired. But, and I kind of don't love the animation style. It kind of feels very, I don't know, it doesn't look right. And it feels like overly CG in some places and then not detailed enough in others. And so it's kind of a weird mix on that front. And then I'll leave us on this because we're in the Christmas season. Been rewatching, talking about classics, been rewatching the Harry Potter movies. So we just finished 6. So we have the last, we just finished 5. So we have 6 and 7 to do still. And I teased this on the last episode, which is the third one is the best. We talked about this. Guillermo del Toro crushes it. sorry, not Guillermo del Toro. It's I said this last time. Why did I make that mistake? Um, um, Mexican director.
Okay, well, we have to do quick thoughts here because I gotta
Yeah.
go.
Okay. Quick thoughts. So third one's great. The fourth one is the worst one, and it's not even close. It's so bad. This is the one that has the Tri-Wizard tournament. It's just, and the thing is, from a style perspective and filmmaking perspective, it's fine. But from a story perspective, it's so stupid. It's full of all of these dumb plot holes, and it makes you just be like, it really sucks you out of the movie. But I will say this, going from 4 to 5, I think really resets things and it kind of rights the ship. Pretty entertaining. Characters start to die. The stakes get much higher. Voldemort is like back in action. So there's like really much higher stakes. And because of that, you get to have more engaging and exciting stories. There's big moments that happen. They feel weighty. The world feels bigger. I was actually pleasantly surprised because I thought it was kind of be like, oh, well, it's kind of a steep decline. It starts with 4, it just gets worse and worse. But no, the fourth is just the worst by a country mile, and then I think it really improves, and not as good as 3, but really does get back on track with 5. So I'm excited to see how 6 and 7 kind of stick the landing or don't. We'll see. Okay, hold on. Harry Potter 3 is directed by Alfonso Cuarón. I got to stop confusing the two of them. That is not good. Not good. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. We'll talk more about some movies we've been watching, and in terms of stuff that's still to come, we have our top 3 of the year, our best of, and all that kind of stuff coming early next year. So stay tuned for that. We'll have more TOB content, and I think hoping to do a kind of a fun Christmas special sometime in the next few days. So stay tuned for that as well. Although that might actually be out by the time you're listening to this. Anyway, again, thank you for your support, and we will talk to you guys all again soon, and likely in the new year.